I'm going to be doing this holiday glam Christmassy look today. It was in my previous video, my intro, and if you want to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. Hello everybody! Today we're going to be starting out with the Clean and Clear Morning Burst Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. I'm just going to rub that in all over the face, just to have a base before the primer to keep our skin hydrated. Then we'll be using the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm in Sensitive, just to act as our primer. It's a really good primer. It's kind of weird, but it works. Then we'll be going in with the Maybelline Master Prime Primer in Blur and Smooth to get rid of any visible pores. For foundation, we'll be using the Revlon ColorStay. I use the Normal and Dry in shade 110 Ivory, and I use the Real Techniques buffing brush to buff it in. Using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, I'm just using a little bit more product to cover up any redness that I have. And bringing it down the neck a little bit, just so it all blends together. For concealer, I'll be using the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer in 10 Fair. And I put that on using a pointed foundation brush from Real Techniques. And then I just blend it away with the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge again. Then for an eye primer, I'm going to be using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. Just blending that in with my fingers. And then I take more of the concealer on the foundation brush from Real Techniques and just put that on my eyelids to get rid of any veins or anything, and it acts as a nice base. Taking the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Transparent, I'm just using the e.l.f. blush brush to blend it in underneath my eyes and wherever I put the concealer. Using the Real Techniques powder brush, I'm just using the same powder and buffing it all over my face. Taking the Brow Stylist Designer by L'Oreal in the color Brunette, I'll just be filling in my brows. And then I use the e.l.f. small angled brush just to blend it in. Make sure there's no harsh lines. And your brows look smooth and seamless. And then I use the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal in the color Brunette, and I just darken the outer portion of my brow just to make it more defined. Then I went ahead and just did it the same to my other brow. Using the Brow Stylist Plumper by L'Oreal in medium to dark, I'm just brushing them over my eyebrows to make them stay in place all day and give them a little extra color. Then I took my Real Techniques sponge and just blended my eyes again to make sure there was no creasing. Then I took the Lorac Pro 3 palette in the color Blank, and I just used a flat shader brush to just brush it all over my eyes to set my concealer. Then taking the Lorac Pro 3 palette again in the shade Cool Taupe on a deluxe crease brush by Real Techniques, I just blend that right into my crease as the transition color. Then I took my Lorac Pro 1 palette and used the color Sable on a Real Techniques base shade brush and I just blended that into the outer portion of my crease a little lower than the transition shade. I took the Lorac 3 palette again in the shade Dark Brown and a pencil brush. It's just a pencil brush that came from my Morphe set that I got. And I put that in the outer portion of my crease a little lower than the sable color. And then I used a Real Techniques Space Shade brush again just to blend everything away. Make sure everything was seamless and well blended. We don't want any harsh lines. And then I just went ahead and did it to my other eye. And then going into the espresso shade in the Lorac 1 palette on the pencil brush, I'm just putting that in my outer V. Not blending it too much in the crease, just keeping it very low and to the outer corner. Then I took the Real Techniques Space Shade brush again and just blended it all again. I took the taupe shade from the same palette and I just blended that into my crease to give it a little bit more of a definition. Using the shade Cream from the same palette on a Royal and Langnickel eyeshadow brush, I just blended that into my inner corners to brighten up my eyes. And then I took the taupe shade from the same palette on a smudge brush from the Royal and Langnickel set, and I just smudged that on my lower lash line. And then I took a flat shader brush in the color Sable and just half lined my lower lash line just to make my eyes look a little bit more wide and defined. And then I smudged it out again with the smudge brush using the taupe shade again. I mixed together the white and nude colors from the same palette using an e.l.f. defining eye brush and just highlighted my brow bones and my inner corners. Going in with the Maybelline Gel Liner in Blackest Black using an angled brush from a Morphe set that I got, I just do a wing. Then taking the Revlon PhotoReady Eye Art in Desert Dazzle, I use a brow brush, just a small angled brush, to take this glitter and I just line the top of my wing. I'm just patting it on so it builds up the sparkle. It gives it a very pretty effect. It takes your everyday normal wing and bumps it up a notch. I took my crease brush with the espresso shade from the Lorac Pro 1 palette and I just defined my crease a little bit more. Taking my Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche, I take the lighter shade and I'm using the blush brush from e.l.f. just to highlight underneath my eyes. And then I take the darker shade in the palette on a brush that I have no idea what the name is. There is no name. I just got it in a set. And I used it to contour my cheekbones. And I just blend it all again to make sure there's no harsh lines. And then I took the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer and I just bronzed up my skin. I put it on my cheekbones and on my forehead, on my temples, and then eventually I also brought it down my neck, just to make sure that my face matched my neck. Then taking the Wet n Wild ColorIcon blush in Rose Champagne on a blush brush from the same brush set that has no names. I just put that on the apples of my cheeks and blend it back. Then taking a flat shader brush and the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, I just contoured my nose. Then I took the Wet n Wild Illuminating palette in Catwalk Pink. On an e.l.f. fan brush, I used the shade all the way to the left and I highlighted my cheekbones and my nose and my cupid's bow. And it looked like it was snowing highlighter. Using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Carbon Black, I just put mascara on my eyelashes. With this one, I put them on my top and bottom lashes. And then I went right ahead and did my other eye after this one. Then I took the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara and I just put that on my upper lashes just to give it a little bit more volume. Then, every girl's worst nightmare, I got my mascara on my lid, but I just pushed through it. I let it dry and then I took a Q-tip and I just wiped it off. And everything's fixed. Then I was deciding what colors I wanted to do my lips. I wanted to do a red, but then I decided on the Dose of Colors shade in Merlot. I put that on after I put my Carmex on. Just keep my lips hydrated. I thought the lip was a little bit too bright for me, so I took the Maybelline Devine Wine matte lipstick, the color Sensational ones, and I just lined the outsides of my lips to make it a little bit darker. After that, my look is finished. I thought the look was very Christmassy, and I very much enjoyed filming it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and have a great day, guys. Bye.